Hi guys, it's me again. The last song that I did was Wings by Birdy, so this is going to be a demonstration of how I played it on the guitar. So the first thing to say is that I put my capo on 7. The version that I found on Ultimate Guitar, which is where I usually source my versions from, needed adapting because they'd put that you put your capo on 5, which when you play along with Birdy's version you'd realise that it's in the wrong key, so it needed to go up to capo 7 to make it sound right for if you want to do it in the same key as Birdy does and as I'm doing it. So that's the first thing to say. The next thing to say is that this one's a bit more complicated in the fact that it's got a little bit of a sort of tune that you play. You'll notice if you've watched my video, I play this little tune as a sort of intro, and then an interlude in the middle sort of section, and then finally right at the end. And it all sort of stems from the C chord, which is in the song anyway, or the C shape at least. So I'll show you first how to do this little tune, and then hopefully in comparison the chords will not look so difficult. But it's quite a simple little thing really. It's just kind of a matter of doing it in a slow sort of fashion first of all, before you sort of start worrying about it too much. I mean, you can learn it without the little tune, but it just helps to link the song together and give it a bit of an extra dynamic to it, and it just sounds quite nice. So have a go at it anyway. So first thing you've got to do is you need to keep your first finger on the B string or your second string, on the first fret the whole way through this little tune at the beginning, and then you're going to use your second and third fingers to pluck these bottom strings, or top strings I should say. The top 2 strings is where the tune is focused on, and it keeps sort of going from one to the other. So you start off with that, and with your top E open as an open string. So it goes to start off with. Then you add your second finger into the first position on the top E string. So and then the third bit goes like this. You add your little finger then onto your third position of the top E again, and I'd recommend that you leave your other fingers where they are, because you need to go back to those. So then it goes, so all together so far it goes, and then you're going to take that little finger off again and go back to your second finger being on the first top E, and then you basically just repeat that. So that repeats through twice, and you finish up again here with your second finger on the first fret of the top E string. So altogether that sounds like this. Okay, and then that will set you up for then going into your C chord, because you leave your first finger in that position. So that's the tune. So I'll just show you that again, and I'll do it really slowly so you can see what I'm doing. And you know, if you want to practice that, just stop this video at that point or pause it, and just keep practicing it. Do it, the slower the better in a way, because then you're not sort of getting it wrong. If you do it slowly, then you're more likely to take it in and then be able to speed it up gradually as you get more proficient at it. So it's just like this. Okay, so that's the little tune, and then as I said, that leads into your C chord. So your C chord should sound like that. When I say it's the C chord, it's not really, it's just the C shape, but it's technically a really difficult chord to play, so hence why I'm playing it with capo on 7. You can always try to learn the proper chords if you want to at a later stage, but I'd advise sticking to the easy ones for now if you're just learning. For the C chord, I will show you the picking pattern later, but for now I'm just going to show you the shape. So you want to leave your first finger on the B string on the first fret, and then you add your second finger onto your D string on the second fret, and then your third finger goes on the third fret of your A string, and you don't play your bottom E with a C shaped chord, so it just sounds like that. And then your next chord, and these are for the verses really, these chords, so the next chord is E minor, so you can play all your strings for E minor. So that's just your second finger on your A string on the second fret, and your third finger wants to go on the D string below it on the second fret again. So that's E minor. And then F, I'm going to show you a version of F that I always play, because the proper F, the full F, is using a bar, so you have to put your whole first finger across all the strings. So to avoid doing that, I play it like this, this is technically an F major 7 chord, but it works for most songs where there is an F chord. You can use this this chord. So you want to, again, like in C, you want to have your first finger on your B string on your first fret, and then similarly, a bit like the C shape, you want to then put your second finger just above that, but on the second fret, so that wants to be on your G string on your second fret there, and then you want to put your third finger just above that, but on the third fret, so again that's on your D string on the third fret, and you just play your top 4 strings for that type of F. Then after that, the only other two chords you need to know are A minor and G, and these just come into it in the chorus. So the first time you play the chorus, you only play half of it, really, because it goes, if these wings could fly, and then it goes for the rest of our lives, and then goes into the interlude bit that I told you about. So the bit that we played at the beginning of the song comes in there, and then we'll play that again right at the end of the song. So your A minor chord, once again you have your first finger on the first fret of the B string, and then the same as with your C chord, you then put your second finger on your second fret of your D string, and then your third finger wants to go directly underneath that on the second fret of your G string. So that's there, and all together. Once again, you don't play your bottom E there for A minor, so that sounds like that. And then your last chord that you need to know is your G chord. So for that, you want to put your second finger on your A string on the second fret, and then your third finger goes on the third fret of your bottom E string, and your little finger then goes on your top E string, once again on the third fret. So altogether sounds like that. And so in your verses, we go C, C, E minor, F, F, and then you go back into your C chord in between the first two verses, and then again you go through the same chords for the second verse, and then your chorus goes from your A minor to your F chord again, to your C chord, to your G chord, and then you go into your little interlude. So I'll demonstrate how to do the finger picking pattern next. So for the finger picking pattern, I'll show you it using the C chord, but once again, with the picking side of things, we tend to use our thumb for the bottom three strings, and then use your three fingers there to rest on the top three strings. You might think, oh, she's not resting her fingers there, but if you just kind of hover over it a lot of the time, it just makes things easier and you start getting a feel for where the strings are and which one to play at which time. So this is the picking pattern that I use. So it goes so first of all you pluck your A string with your thumb for the C chord, and that's the only thing that changes, is where you put your thumb throughout the picking pattern, depending on what chord you're playing. So like I say, for the C chord you want to play the A string with your thumb, and then you want to play your G string next, so that's with your first finger, and then you go down one to your, or up one to your second or your B string, and then again up one more to your top of E, so, and then you go back to your B string and back to your G string, and then back to your B string again, and then back to your G string again. So all together. And that's the picking pattern that I use all the way through. For your E minor chord, you do the same, except you play the bottom E string for with your thumb. And then for your F shape, you want to just use your D string with your thumb. Start with your C. Back to your C again. Into your Under a Trillion Stars. And then from there that goes into your chorus, so then you want to go to your A minor, which for that one you want to pluck the A string with your thumb. F, C, G, for the rest of our lives. And then back into your C. So that's where your interlude part comes. And then your C goes back into your verse then. So I'm in the foreign state. Back into C. And then twice through the chorus this time. So lights go down. Lost and found. I just want to be by your side. If these wings could fly, oh, down these walls, all the rest of our lives. And then it goes into the R section, so it's a bit like a little bridge really. F, C, and G. And then this chorus I sort of split into two. So the first half of the chorus, you start back at your A minor chord, but instead of finger picking, I pluck the A string along with plucking the other top 3 strings at the same time. So that's the F chord, and then C, and then G again, and that just adds a little bit of dynamic to the song, so that it's not all on one flat level. So you want to sort of sing that bit a little bit quieter if you want to do it how I do. And then you back into your picking pattern then after your G. Damn these walls, in the moment we're 10 feet tall. We remember tonight for the rest of our lives. Spot the mistake there. So you play your last little twiddly bit, and then go onto your C chord and just strum. And that is Birdy's Wings in a nutshell, my version of it anyway. Hope you enjoyed that. If you like it, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel.